Welcome or welcome back, as the case may be. I'm Michael Storm, the Anarchist of comic books and co-owner of Amazing Fantasies comic book shop here in Topeka, Kansas. By far, the best selection of new and vintage comic books anywhere around. For miles around, people come to see us. If you're ever in Topeka, Kansas, stop here and say hi and check out the store. Tens of thousands of back issues on sale, starting at $2 every single day, and tens of thousands more that are just being put out onto the floor all the time. We're just constantly shuffling new books out onto the floor, get them out onto the floor, get them into your hands, into your comic boxes, into your pull list, whatever it happens to be. Give us a buzz. It's stopping to say hi, and wherever you're hearing this at, wherever you're seeing this at, give it a click. Click that like button. Just tap it or smash it or laser optic blast it, whatever you have to do to get that thing to respond to you and let us know that you're out there. So, really special one for me, a favorite, totally a vintage read, something from my youth, something that I haven't read since I was about 15 years old. Batman, The Killing Joke, the amazing Alan Moore story with help from Brian Boland and John Higgins, goes all the way back to 1988, and truly just one of the classics, one of the classic Batman tales that sort of ramifications and the ideas and framework of the Batman expressed in the story The Killing Joke are still with us to this day. Some of the events and the way the characters are treated, it's great because it opens like a joke. There were these two guys in a lunatic asylum, and that's how it begins. And well, it kind of ends that way too. Batman realizes that it's the end for him, the end for the Joker is death, and he really truly wants to try to have an honest effort, make an honest effort to have a conversation with the Joker. And this Joker, we don't know who he is. He's a mystery in this story, but we do get a story. Batman wants to go to Arkham. He wants to talk with him. He wants to try to solve this before one of them ends up dead. And of course, he's already escaped. By the time he gets there, Joker just isn't there. He's done, flew the coop. And again, he's a mystery in this story. So Batman doesn't know who he is, and he doesn't understand him, and he doesn't know what he wants. And so he's doing his research, and he's looking around, and he's trying to find out more about him, and really just to fill in that gap and see if there is a chance that they come out of this thing alive. But you do get this story, and it's like a lot of Joker stories. You don't really know if it's true, and he even tells you. He even sort of dances around in his flighty little way and spins around and says things about, I don't really remember the story that well. I don't know how much of it is true. I don't remember if it was this thing or that thing that really set me off. But let's give you a story. He's a failed comedian. He can't provide for his wife, and she's pregnant. They're about to have a child. He's just been fired from his job. They don't laugh at him when he's up on stage trying to make a presentation, trying to do his jokes, whatever. And he ends up hooking up with the Red Hood mob, the Red Hood gang, and they're sort of literally in the middle of planning a caper when the police bust in the door. Except they're not busting in the door because they're not looking for these guys yet. They haven't done anything, right? So they just kind of come wandering through into the club that they're hanging out in, and they say, hey, you come over here. We don't ever get the guy's name. We're never told his name. They say, you come on over here. We have something to tell you. And they tell him that his wife is dead, that she had been trying to she was playing around with a bottle warmer or something like this, and it fried and electrocuted her, and so she's dead. And they just spring this on him, and he's kind of lost, doesn't really know what to do. He's not exactly sure what he's going to do. But the caper has to go on. Those guys are right there. He's promised to help these guys out because he's the only one with the information that they need to be able to get from where they're at to inside the place that they're trying to break into. So the heist is on, and they're with it, and they're like, "Be here tonight, buddy, because we're ready to go." And what he does is he has to help them get through the chemical plant, the Axis chemical plant there, and through its grounds to the other side of a playing card company that's on the other side, and they plan to rob the company, whatever. And so this that's the plot, and this is the story you get. That is this story, this origin story of the Joker, and we all kind of know what happens at the chemical plant, right? We've all seen that story. It's been told in different ways throughout the years. Spit it out there, man. And and so it's not an unfamiliar story. You kind of get what happens there, so you jump back into the future, this sort of flashback that this Joker character is having, and we see Batman out there. He's trying to figure out who the Joker is, and Jim Gordon's been kidnapped. Joker has kidnapped him. He's shot Barbara Gordon, and she's paralyzed. We know this. This is one of these things that I'm talking about. That's been long range and long. It's had a long term effect on the Batman character and the Batman universe, and this sort of vision of an ending that Batman has had is sort of closer than ever. And really, the story is just about how all it kind of takes is that one bad day to set somebody off. Joker wants to drive Jim crazy to get back at him, and he wants to prove it to Batman that that's all it takes, and that Batman must be just as crazy as the Joker is, and must have had just one of those bad days that set him off to be running around in tights and dressed up like a Batman and trying to scare people. And that's really what their conversation is about. It's what they have to hash out between them as they're sort of fighting to the end there. That truly, that all it takes is one bad day to reduce the sanest man alive to lunacy. And so the question is, can the Bat save Jim before Joker drives him insane, or will the Joker's depravity push the Bat over the edge, and will he finally kill him? It's a classic tale, truly one of the greats. And if you've never read it, your opportunity, your chance to own it, have it. It's been printed a couple of times. There was a number of reprints, back in the day. In fact, second or third prints running down the line. And so they're not impossible to get out there, but if you want an original one, it's a little bit of a chunk, a little bit of a smack to the old wallet compared to the average comic book for sure. But the beauty is that tomorrow they are releasing a facsimile edition. There's a blank, there's one that's exactly the same, and then of course there's the shiny one for those of us who have short attention spans and like shiny things. And if you like, you can pick one up at Amazing Fantasies here in Topeka, Kansas. If not, hit up your local comic book shop there and see if they have one for you, see if they can order one for you. It's a fantastic read, and you will not regret it. Click that like button before you get out of here, and we'll see you next time.